welcome back to our NCAA football win total series. We are finally on to the ACC, and we are with Boston College. And this used to be a consistently solid program. Starting back in 1999 with Tom O'Brien, they made a bowl game every year from 99 to 2010. That includes the Big East into the ACC. Then Frank Spazzani's last 2 years, just 4 wins and 2 wins. That led to Steve Adazio, who was pretty solid as well. 5 bowl games in 7 years. One of the misses was 2018 when he was 7-5. He left after the 2019 season. Jeff Hafley comes in. 6-5 his first year, no bowl game due to COVID. 6-6 his second year, no bowl game due to COVID. 3-9 in 2022, and that brings us to last year. And they open up the season with a loss against Northern Illinois in overtime. It was an upset, and then they played Holy Cross and barely won, 31-28. Then it was number 3 Florida State, and that was an amazing game. They would lose 31-29 before losing at Louisville. They go on a win streak from there. They beat Virginia. They win at Army. They beat Georgia Tech on the road, beat UConn, and then at Syracuse. They would lose their last 3 regular season games, Virginia Tech, at Pitt, and Miami. That would lead them to the Fenway Bowl, which they faced number 24 SMU, a 23-14 win there. 7-6 for Jeff Hafley, who then leaves. He becomes the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. In comes Bill O'Brien. And Bill O'Brien's last head coaching job in college was in 2013 when he was at Penn State, with 7-5 that year, but ineligible for a bowl game. He would ultimately go to the Texans, where he made the playoffs 4 times before being fired in 2020. And we look at Boston College this year, and everything has to start off with their quarterback. Thomas Castellanos was awesome last year. He threw a lot of picks. He's not a great passer, but he ran for 1,113 yards and 13 scores. He ripped up SMU in the bowl game. He gave Florida State a ton of trouble. He's a good running quarterback, and if Bill O'Brien uses him well, it could be a good year there. Lewis Bond is back in the backfield. They bring in Jaden McCowan from Vanderbilt. They bring in, Lewis Bond's back at the wide receiver spot. Jaden McCowan in from Vanderbilt. Jerron Bradley in from Texas Tech. They also have some pretty good tight ends. They should have an okay passing attack. The big thing is the running game. Kai Robichaux, 780 yards and 8 scores last year. Treshawn Ward comes in, and he's going to be pretty solid. They have a good offensive line. They did lose Christian Mahogany, but Drew Kendall's back, Ozzie Trapalo's back, Logan Taylor's back. Great offensive line. The offense should be solid this year if they can keep the ball on the ground and limit turnovers. Defense. There's a lot of size on the line, but they weren't amazing at generating a pressure in the backfield. They struggled against against the run. They didn't get pressure on the quarterback. They have a lot of experience, but the production now needs to follow. At linebacker, Cam Arnold's going to be the star there. Bryce Steele's back in the middle, and he missed all of last year. They fill in gaps in the transfer portal for the secondary. Cameron Martinez comes in from Ohio State to play safety. Bryce Brown comes in from Georgia State. They also have Amari Jackson, who's pretty good. If they can get a little bit more pass rush, they can create some turnovers in that secondary. That's the big thing on defense, creating a pass rush. We look at the schedule, and I'm excited for their first game, September 2nd at Florida State. I hope it's a game like last year. They're probably going to lose, but hopefully a good one. September 7th, they come home against Duquesne. That will be a win. They're at Missouri September 14th. That will be a loss. September 21st, Michigan State. I lean win there. And then they have Western Kentucky September 28th. That should be a win. On October 5th, they travel to Charlottesville. If this is a game at home, probably a win. Being on the road, I lean loss. Their first bye comes October 12th. October 17th, they're back in the state of Virginia. They head down to Blacksburg to play Virginia Tech. That should be a solid squad this year. That's probably going to be a loss. Then on the 25th, they get Louisville at home. That should be a win before another bye. The 9th of November, they get Syracuse at home. I think they win that one. They go to SMU. SMU should have a good first year here in the ACC. That will be a loss. November 23rd against North Carolina at home. Yes, North Carolina is replacing a lot, but that will probably be a loss. And then they finish off the season with Pitt. Probably another loss as well. That's going to put them right at 5-7, and the over/under sitting at 4.5 everywhere. And really, it's sitting at -150 most places. That's what we're going to take. We're going to take the over 4.5 at -150 on MGM, and that will be our pick. If you like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll be back next time with more ACC.